Using cruise control inside of the Cadillac Escalade is a very straightforward process. This is a 2025 model, but the principles are going to work the same way across previous versions of the ride. So this version has 3 different types of cruise control available. There's normal, adaptive, and then Super Cruise, with Super Cruise as the full hands-free driving system. In order to use it, you're going to be using the buttons along the left-hand side of the steering wheel. So to toggle it on, push this button. And when you do, you'll notice a message pop up inside of the cluster screen. So that lets you know that the system is actively enabled. Then you're just going to push down to set your speed. You're going to then increase 1 kilometer, 1 mile per hour at a time by going up or down. You can push or hold up and then down in order to increase or decrease at larger increments. You can hit the brake to cancel your speed. You can hit the cancel button to cancel your speed, and then use push up in order to resume your previously set speed. But like I mentioned, there are 3 different types of cruise control inside of this ride. So if you take this cancel button, if you push and hold it, that's going to turn you into regular cruise. So let's say if you set the speed at 80, the car in front of you slows down, yours will not slow down. So you just have to be paying attention there. But if you take that same button again, push and hold, that is going to put you into the adaptive cruise. And that's where this gap adjustment comes into play. So you've got 3 unique levels there. It's how close or far are you away from the leading vehicle with 3 different levels. I'm personally okay on level 1 most of the time. You might want to be on 2 or 3, just depending on your own personal comfort level. So with the adaptive, you have it set at 80, car in front of you slows down, yours brakes. They change lanes, you change lanes, it's going to pick you back up to your previously set speed. And then there's Super Cruise, which is this button along the top left side. With the adaptive cruise control system enabled, you'll notice a steering wheel pop up inside of the cluster screen there, and that means that Super Cruise is available. You then push the button there, and then this part of the steering wheel is going to go green when it's available. You might notice it occasionally goes blue. That just means that Super Cruise is temporarily paused. When it's available again, it'll go green, or it's just going to let you know that it's unavailable for some reason, and then you just have to activate it again. But with Super Cruise enabled, that's full hands-free driving. So feet off the gas and the brake, hands off the steering wheel, the car is doing everything for you. You can kick it up a notch though. There's the option for lane change assist. So inside of the infotainment system, if you go to settings and then vehicle, you've got Super Cruise lane change with 3 options. So there's either off, turn signal activated, or automatic. And the way that these work, with the off setting, if you want to change lanes with Super Cruise enabled, you hit the turn stalk and it's just you manually changing lanes. With turn signal activated, if you hit the turn stalk, left or right, the vehicle is going to check to see if there's anybody on that side. It's then going to automatically change lanes for you without you needing to do anything other than hit the turn stalk. But automatic kicks it up a notch and a half. With the Super Cruise system enabled, let's say the car in front of you is not going fast enough. If there's a lane available to your left, it's going to hit the turn stalk for you automatically. It's going to change lanes for you past that vehicle, and then it can also automatically hit the turn stalk to get back into the lane that you were previously in if there's space available. It is a phenomenal system once you actually get the hang of it. But I use the adaptive cruise control system all the time on residential streets, highways, interstates, whatever the case may be. And then Super Cruise, when it's available, such a good system. I would honestly probably put Super Cruise outside of like Tesla's FSD. Super Cruise is a very, very close second place. It is a phenomenal system. But let's go ahead and I'll show you how the system actually works. And while I'm going through here, if you want full walkthroughs, like you want to know how to use the different steering wheel buttons, go through the cluster or the infotainment systems, you'll find a walkthrough down in the description of this video. All right, nice and busy, which is always good for demonstrating how the cruise system works. And here we go. All right, now we're cruising right now, so I'm just going to set my speed, and then you can push up or down, click in order to go up to larger increments. One thing to point out, if you're coming up to a light and it's red, if there's nobody in front of you, you have to manually brake yourself, which means that if you do, you just push up in order to resume your speed. You've got your gap adjustment because I've got adaptive cruise control turned on. So how close or far am I from that leading vehicle? So again, toggle the system on here, push down to set your speed, increase, decrease, 1 mile, 1 kilometer at a time, or push up or click down in order to increase at larger increments. Hit the brake to cancel, hit the cancel button to cancel, and then push up to resume your previously set speed. You can change between the different types of cruise, so normal or adaptive, by pushing and holding there. With Super Cruise, if it's available, you'll see a steering wheel pop up inside of the cluster, and then you just push the button in order for, oh, come on, fella, get into your lane. And then you just push the Super Cruise button there, with this going green when Super Cruise is actively available. But if you want full walkthroughs, like I mentioned, of the steering wheel buttons, the cluster, the infotainments, you'll find that down below. Oh yeah, here we go. It'll bring you down to a complete stop. That's how you use the Super Cruise system inside of the Cadillac Escalade. I love that.